once again. Welcome to the panel. We're so glad you're here. This is Trio's Feist panel presentation, and we appreciate everyone's participation. The panel, the Feist students, the staff. We hope that the experience will be valuable for all of you. Even the panel, we hope you learned something too. And we think it will be valuable wherever you are on your path, whether you're just beginning at MCTC or whether you're continuing your education, whether you're at the point of transferring perhaps to a four-year university or starting to work in your career field. You're going to have the opportunity, Feist students, to hear from our panel, many of them who have been with Trio Starting Point for years. Some of them are still part of the program, some of them have graduated and are now alumni. And I have 6 questions in my hand to address to the panel, but I really want you to ask the questions you may have, questions that come up as you hear them sharing their stories. And you can ask your questions at any time. You can feel free to perhaps just, you don't even have to stand up. You can do it right from your seat. If you don't want to raise your voice into the crowd, you can jot it down on a piece of paper and hand it to me, but I really encourage you to make this panel a rich experience for you. So, first I would ask the panel to introduce themselves by name, where you are from, your college major, and your year of graduation, whether it's happened or whether it will be happening in the future. Adam, do you mind starting?
Sure. My name is Adam Va, and I'm a current student here at MCTC. This fall will be my last semester here, and I will be an alumni of MCTC. I'm from Laos. I came here when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and Minnesota has been my home ever since. And I love going to school here, and this school has done a lot for me.
Did you mention your college major, Adam?
I am studying computer forensic at the moment, and I am transferring to Metropolitan State University to pursue a bachelor in computer forensic.
All right. Hi everyone, my name is Pakuvi. Here. The O is silent for the second O is silent, so yeah, Pakuvi. I'm from Togo, so Togo is a French-speaking country, so I'm learning English, so I'm not so good at it, so I hope you can understand what I will say. I just finished 2 years of biotechnology at MCTC, and I didn't graduate, I transferred to U. So I'll be in CFAMS, which is a college of food, agriculture, and natural resource science. So I'll be doing food science, food and nutrition science. So basically it's what I'll be doing. So Trio is like a family for me. So when I came to FZ almost 4 years ago, I became a Trio student 3 years ago. So basically I learned a lot of for being a Trio student. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Sorry, that's okay.
I'm trying to take this out. You gotta pan this out. Can it come out?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
Hi, my name is Julie Bang. I graduated this spring in medical office assistant, AS. I've been in Trio for more than 4 years, I believe, yes. And I took my time, part-time, but in college, and I was born in Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, all my life. So I've been in college for 6 years, I believe, but part-time, and been in Trio for 4 years or so, and been part of Trio for a long time, and Trio is family. And then I did my internship in Trio, and then I got hired on as temp to work with Trio, so I'm really proud to be here today. So, pass it on.
I won't need that, I've got a voice there. Hi everyone, my name is Tom. It says Thomas here, but only my mother calls me that. I'm originally from Wisconsin, but no, I'm not a Packer fan. I'm a Vikings guy, dyed in the wool. So anyway, I actually live in St. Louis Park right now. I've been with Trio for the entire time I've been in MCTC, except for one semester, so that'd be about 2 years, and now this coming semester. My anticipation is to have my associates at the end of this coming semester when I finish my internship. Possibly going on to Metro State. If you ask me tomorrow, I'll say yes. If you ask me Friday, I'll say maybe. So I'm really not exactly sure, but I do want to further my education eventually. And my major is in human services. So I'm looking forward to, one of the reasons I came to college was to learn the tools and skills that I would need to give back and help build my community. So that's pretty much my story.
Good afternoon, morning. I'm Elisa Higgins. I'm originally from Illinois. I have been in Minneapolis, Minnesota for 23 years. I am studying to be an addiction counselor. What else is it that you need to know?
When we graduate.
I plan to graduate in the spring of 2018. And I was introduced to Trio fall of 2015, and it was the best thing that happened to me within this school. One of the best things, but because of Trio and the Learning Center, they're like family. And there's so many things to learn, so many people to meet, and if any problems that you have, the help is there. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Diane Barber. I'm originally from Illinois also. I've been here in Minnesota for 21 years, and I graduated this past May with an associate in accounting. And I'm not going on to finish my bachelor's right now because I just got an internship with Public Allies with the AmeriCorps. And I've been with Trio since I think 2014 fall, I think. I'm not sure. But it seems longer, and I wish I could have stayed here longer to finish my bachelor's here, but they don't have it because it's been tremendous help for me. I had a few struggles, but I got over them with the help of my counselor, Chris, and tutoring and everything. But I plan to go back to school, just not sure when. So I'm gonna finish this internship first, and I'm happy to be here. I'm always saying yes to them, always, because I need this. I want to do this more, so I want to be as comfortable doing this as possible. But I think I'm doing okay right now, so that's what's good.
Lucy?
I wonder if I can have that microphone since... Right. There it comes. Is it coming through?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Good morning, Trio family. My name is Muzamil Ibrahim, and I am second year here at MCTC and will be graduating spring 2017. And next year, I am starting going for my International Youth Studies program at the U. So that is a brief plan for my schooling. And I got here 2014, and I did not know anything about Trio. I just met one student who walked into my class, and then he told me about it. He helped me with application, and that's how I came to learn about Trio. And Trio helped me in my transition to college. So they're wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with my handful of questions. Again, feel free to chime in at any time with any question you may have. So we'll start with this. People come to college for many different reasons. What does coming to college mean to you?
I'll answer that. Coming to college meant to me pursuing a career and not just a blue-collar job, because I worked for 20 years in the field of mailing services, and coming to college, I did not want to work in the blue-collar field. I needed a change, and at my age, I saw grandmothers and grandfathers working at McDonald's and Burger King, and I knew that that was going to be me one day if I didn't pursue college. So it was pursuing a career.
Thanks, Lisa. Who else? What did coming to college mean for you? Diane?
Coming to college for me meant to be financially stable, to have a career, not just a job, and also to show my 15 siblings at the time that that anything's possible. It doesn't matter about your age, your background, or anything. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You can't always say that, oh, my circumstances kept me from this and that. So I want to be an example for my family.
Thanks. Musi, did you have
Oh,
something?
sure, yeah. Yes, to answer to that question, many reasons, and as many might expect, I came here to be educated, and I feel like that was a very good decision for me to make, and it was a very good gift that I was able to give for myself, and most importantly, I developed the habit of, or the importance of education, and so I have passion for education, and that passion brought me here to college. And when I came here, I had a lot of thoughts and plans for myself and for college itself. And so one of those plans that I had was, not to just have or get classroom education or textbook education, as one might say. And I came here to get practical education. And practical education means to me to go beyond classroom and textbook, and consists of compassionate and empathy and these many things for me, and also living outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like that's what I'm experiencing as I am continuing with my education here at MCTC. And the other thing is, I realized that I was just growing up for college physically, but not mentally. I decided to also grow up mentally, and came here to learn my responsibility as a world citizen. Of course, we all belong to it, and also learn how to write the history of my time and be responsible for 21st century, and maybe be one of the history makers of this century. And I'm fully responsible for the world, as all of you.
Thank you, Musi.
Thank you. Come to college means, come to college means a lot in the sense that, first of all, I want to know myself better. Because as an individual, keep growing up, you have that kind of sense, oh, I want to become a medical doctor, I want to become a nurse. So we have dreams but sometimes we don't know exactly that path. So college education gives you that sense of opportunity to discover yourself, discover your surrounding, to know exactly what you're good at. So basically, that's one of the main reasons why, because I have a lot of dreams when I was a kid growing up, I said, oh, I can be this, I can be this, I can be this. But now, become a college student, I find out that, oh, I'm pretty good at this. So I'm more specific in doing what I think I love to do. So, yeah. Thank you.
Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, first of all, I want to say something before I get started here. It's an honor to be here in front of all my peers today, share my experience as a student here at Minneapolis Community and Technical College. I would like to give a shout out to all the current and previous Starting Point advisors, staffs, and faculties, including all tutors and volunteers for their diligent effort to keep me doing well at MCTC. I hope that they can all assist everyone here today the same way that they did for me, and I'm sure they will. That's a promise. What means to me for college is that, to me, coming to college is to gain more knowledge and increase my critical thinking skills. It brings me up to date on what the current demand is in society today. So going to school fulfills that gap there. And at the same time, going to school also increases my social skills. Like I said, Minnesota has been my home for quite some time, and I haven't traveled far from it. But books is a substitute for that. It becomes your global travelers, and it could help you understand the world around you without leaving your home. And that's something that I want to share with you, is that if you open a book and read, and the world will come to you, even though you may not have the money to travel, but that will be a substitute for it. And I thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? Coming to college, is for many reasons, but for my reason is that I came to college just because I had my kids and I thought to myself, my dad went to college and he didn't know much English, and how come I could have done the same thing as he did. So I came to college, I had proof, and I was like, I could show my kids that I could do this, and I made it through, and I want to see my kids go further down the road. So that's my reason for coming back to college, and I believe in every one of you guys here too. So.
Let's go on to question 2, which is somewhat similar to what we just talked about. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Eris.
Actually, I had the question in mind and then you sort of started it, Adam. My question is, what would be your number one advice that you could give to a student today, just based off of your experience in college? What would be the number one advice?
There could be a lot of number one advices with many different people here, but my number one advice is my passion for what my major is. And without my passion, I wouldn't be able to excel the way that I did, because I love what I do. And like Tom was saying earlier, that the major that I'm graduating in is something that I want to give forward to the community, and that is my passion. And I hope that every one of us in here would see what their passion is and take that course, take that major, because down the road, 10 and 20 years from now, that will be a career for you.
So follow your passion.
Follow your passion.
Yeah, I would add to that, first of all, I think you have to realize that come to college is your own decision. It's not your father's decision, it's your mom's decision. You make that decision. So if you stay true with that decision, I think you'll be successful. It's all that matters, because you have that a desire to excel in any area of your studies or maybe career, anything you do. Yeah, thank you.
All right, is that anything? Okay, here. Well, to answer that question, number one advice. I mean, from my own experience, I graduated, finished GED, and before that I was in ESL program. And so when I was planning to come here, I did not have strong background in education, so it was very tough for me to, come to college on my own. And some of my family are educated but didn't know how to help, and some are not. But however, I worked with people, and I think if you build a team that who you can trust and who you can go back to share your thinking with or situation with, and someone who you can get advice from, whether that's regarding about college, or maybe class related situation. And if you maybe build that type of team, it can be your family or friends or advisors, anybody. If you find that type of people, and I think that is a very good things, and that's what really helped me get to where I am at right now, building a team who you can trust.
I would say, first and foremost, embrace the cultural diversity you are going to experience. Embrace it and explore it. It is the only way that you are going to be able to find in your hearts and souls the sympathy and guidance on your own points of view in order to take in those things that you may not agree with. And you will find things you won't agree with. But the skills college will teach you is that you can listen to people you don't agree with, and you can speak with people you don't agree with, and you can succeed at that in a civil and a wonderfully diverse environment that MCTC provides you with. And TRIO is a good example of backing that up as well. So.
Okay, let's try this one on. Students come from many different backgrounds and have a wide variety of experiences when they transition to college. Thinking back, what was starting MCTC like for you? So think back to the very beginning. What was that like?
I'll answer that. My experience from transitioning was came about after I lost my job of 20 years. I was afraid. I was in shock because I thought I was gonna retire from this workplace. And here I am without a job, and I hadn't been to college in 30 years. So my transition was very fearful. I was scared. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know the first step to do about college. So I had friends and family to encourage me that it may be the best thing for me to do. I applied for college. I was really, my first semester, I was really scared. I was afraid of failure. I was ready to drop one of my classes. But my professor, and I was really scared of my professor. I was really scared of him, and this is philosophy. So, and philosophy is reading, and it's just like reading words, with no understanding. And so, this went on to about midterm that I did not meet with this man. And so I spoke with one of my English professors. She said, talk to him, he's a nice guy. He's not nice. But I found out he just had a passion for what he taught, and he wanted to share it, and he didn't play. But I finally got the nerve up to go speak with him, and he was a different person, you know, behind closed doors. I'm like, oh, he kind of cool, yeah. But he did most of the talking, and I listened, but he really, really encouraged me. You don't want to quit, you don't want to do this. I said, I do. I don't understand this. I'm reading words, it doesn't make sense to me. You got these philosophers, and then they got their beliefs. I don't care about all of this. I don't understand, I can't do it. You can do it. Never say, he said, that's not a word, you can't. Don't ever use that word. So, and my father always told me, do not use that word. So then I got a little light shook into me. And I said, okay. He said, do this, do that. This is what you can do to pass my class. I'm like, wow. So he told me the things that I needed to do to pass his class. And he told me what I was doing already. You're a good student. He said, you're a good student. Your attendance is perfect. You're a member of the philosophy club. He said, right now you have a B. I said, I do. Wow, So he said, right now you have a B in this class at this point. He said, but I still have to look at your folder and everything. And he encouraged me. My English teacher encouraged me, Liz McLemore, to come to TRIO. So here I am. But the transition was really, really hard. And I had another friend that encouraged me to go to school in the daytime because of my age. She said, do not go in the evening because it's going to be really boring being around people of your age. I got to be around all these young people. I'm like, man, I can't relate to them. But then I find out, well, it's a good thing not to be able to, not to be able to relate to them because you can learn from them. And so what I've learned from the younger generation is that they can teach me technology as well as technology and your lingo, and as well as I can be an example to them of the things that I've been through in my past, which is so much. I've been through so much. I have so much to share with the younger generation, and a lot of the students in my classroom, my peers, they call me a mother. You're like a mother. You're like a grandmother. You like this, but they respect me. They thank me in the following semesters when they see me now. Thank you so much for those words of encouragement. Because I fuss. Yes, I fuss. I fuss with them, and I be like their mother and everything, but they always come back and thank me. And I have to thank TRIO for all the help that they've given me in my reading, not my reading, but my writing. My writing skills, my math skills. TRIO is a place where you can just sit and be yourself and be comfortable, and everybody is like family. So I thank God for that. I thank God for all the staff of TRIO, for all the love that you've shown me and others that come through those doors. And I just hope that it will do the same for each one of you new students that want to come and join TRIO. We look forward to having you.
Thank you, Lisa. Beautiful. Yes, Dan, please.
The transition for me wasn't hard because I had just graduated from St. Paul College, but the diversity was different, which is okay, because to me it seems like the students and people at St. Paul, they were more stiff, you know, and cold kind of. They just were not as friendly, something. But when I came here, I was more relaxed. I wasn't scared at all because I had just finished school. And I'm the type of person that always, make sure everything is done, financial aid, the books, everything. So that part was easy. It was easy to be, in the classroom because I'm the type to sit in front looking in the teacher's face. So that part wasn't hard. It was just I enjoyed being here because of the diversity, and the people were just so friendly and talked to me and they offered help and everything. And it was people of different cultures that I was really friends with too. So making the transition from that school to this one was good. It was different, a good different, not a bad different. St. Paul College is okay. It's a good school, but they just are so stiff. So if you ever decide to go there, just maybe you can break that stiffness or that coldness or something. But it was a good transition. I like it here a lot. So.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that my transition was harder, or maybe hard because I know few English words. So my point is, how can I communicate if I don't know what's, how to say what I have on my heart or maybe in my heart. So those are probably my challenge. But I can be thankful to TRIO. As soon as I get to TRIO, a semester later, they give me a peer mentor, position, which I help, and those help me a lot to meet, peers, to, interact, try to, improve my English, communicate, listening. Those are, the probably, helpful, I would say, a tool that helped me to, improve my English a little bit. And then, so English, that's probably my hardest, challenge. But the easy thing about that is I have university 2 years of university experience. Those help me a lot to get through, those things easily as possible. Yeah, thank you very much.
Zamil, what was it like for me? I see a transition to college in two different ways. One is after getting your high school or GED or whatever diploma to the first day of college. That is the first portion of transition to college. And the second one is the first day of your college study to the last day of your first semester. And that too has its own challenges and obstacles and responsibilities. And if I take you back to the first one, as I said earlier, I graduated, I got my GED, and so therefore I did not have much education. And so I wanted to come to college, and I wanted to just move forward with my education and just be educated, as I was saying. But since I did not have enough skills, and I just paused a little bit. I found people, some of the people who I found are my mentor here with me. They helped me in that transition. I talked to them, I shared my frustration with them, and my desire with them, and they gave them their feedback. And so after getting my GED summer 2013, I paused for a semester. I did not run into the college, just didn't want to experience a big obstacles, but instead, for the fall semester, I decided to take some high school courses online, correspondence course. And so I took science and history and literatures and English. And so I was very successful in those courses, finished them, and I said to myself, well, if I did this, then I will make college too. I will go through college too, and then that really encouraged me. And during the time I was taking that courses, I visited colleges and universities, and with mentor, who was a retired professor at University of Minnesota. First time I visited college, that was Augustburg College. I was very brave enough to go there. So I went there, and then I sat before advisor. Then I did not know how to ask questions. I was just sitting there, but my mentor was guiding me to ask her a question. And the next time we visited a different college, then I got a lot of good things from the first visit. I overcome that fear and went home and read the note that we took and did some research and wrote questions. And the second time I went to other college, and I was very actively asking questions and engaging in conversation, and asking about accessibilities and accommodations and all type of things. So that really helped. And if I was just there by myself, I may not know where to turn or how to start, even though I wanted to start. So I do give credit to my mentor who helped me, and of course for my passion that I had for education. Yeah.
Yes. Question?
Do you use what you learned in your career, and how? What you learned in TRIO when you were taking the orientation classes? Do you use it in your career, and how do you use it?
I use the experience of TRIO to ask questions. Kind of quiet, but I knew I had to speak up if I wanted to get anything done. I just came from a background where I was a middle child, and I was just kind of thrown in the shuffle. I was just kind of there, and I didn't have a voice really. And coming to school just helped me to, speak up for me. So just taking it, I take that everywhere I go. Just speak up. No questions is a wrong question or a dumb question. It's just learning to speak up for what I want. I have desires in my life, and if I don't ask a question or don't pursue anything, I'm going to be stuck. And I don't want to be stuck. And I'm not stuck. So just for me, learning to be my own voice helps me.
My experience with TRIO still allows me to help students that are struggling. I always refer them to TRIO because some of them don't know. By word of mouth, I tell students in my class that are struggling, did you try TRIO Learning Center? No, what's that? I explain to them, I take them to the door, there it is, go in there and chat. So, I push them in the door, and that's my experience, positive experience with TRIO, to help those that are struggling.
I would piggyback on that and concur entirely. What TRIO essentially did for me is it offered me options that I may not have knew that I had. One thing I can tell you is that if you're first going into this and it's your first semester, you're going to get a lot of advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. They're called students. That's why they're students, because they're learning. So at any rate, don't put so much stock into 15 people saying, well, if that's your major, don't do that and don't do this. What you need to do is go to your TRIO people, and not necessarily just your advisor, but TRIO is going to give you options for college that are going to give you distinctive advantages over general student body here. The Learning Center is state of the art. The access to technology is a challenge for a lot of students. TRIO offers all of these things to you in an environment that distinctly deals with you and your personality. You don't feel like you're a part of 30. You feel that you're the power of one, something that TRIO gives you. And a lot of times I went to Chris and I'm like, God, I'm really off track, I'm freaking out, I'm never gonna do this. And she'd be like, calm down, let's just look at, and so, every 5 weeks, she's telling me the same things essentially over again. But she's also saying, have you considered, and so that's what you need to look forward to. College isn't a journey, it's something that you should embrace as something that's going to be an adventure, that's something that's going to make you a better community member. You're going to learn things about people you never would have experienced in your lifetime had you not had this opportunity. And TRIO will help you every step of the way. Every staff member at TRIO that I've had any interaction with, and all the faculty here, have been very accommodating to me, very helpful. So yeah, nothing but positive things to say. I know that sounds weird, but I have not had any negative experiences at MCTC from the point of being a gay man, from the point of being an older man, from the point of being white, from the point of having learning disabilities. There's always been people that have been supportive, affirming, and behind me every step of the way. And I owe that to TRIO, a great deal of that to TRIO.
Thank you.
Okay, how about this question? Skip down to 4. Did your decision to attend MCTC affect your relationships with family or friends? And if so, how? Yeah, Doug.
No, my decision did not affect my relationship because I'm just gonna do what I want to do anyway. I don't need anybody's permission to take care of me or come to school and learn from me. So I didn't tell anybody. Next thing, oh, you're in school? Yeah. That's what a lot of people get. You in school again? I'm like, sure. Why don't you try it? So none of that ever, it just didn't affect any decision that I made. I wasn't going to let it anyway. So, yeah.
Julie?
Hi. My decision coming back to school was hard, actually. Growing up as a Hmong girl and cultural decisions. We girls do not have decisions at all. We grew up as much. Right now it's more of a new generation. So we kind of grew up. Girls have been going to college, but as a Hmong wife, we don't have that decision because we have to listen to our husband's decisions on making if we can go or not go. I kind of had a hard decision going up. Going to school, he kind of said no at first, but I told him, we kind of had explained to him a few times, and it was hard, but I made a decision, and I did it for myself, and I said, this is for our lives, and it's for our family. If you and it's kind of hard when you kind of made your own decision and disobeying your husband, but I told him it's for our life, or our future, and I made it through, and then he kind of said, oh yes, it's a good thing you made a decision. So
Wow.
it was hard, yes.
For me, yes, it did. One of the reasons is before college, yes, I did have a lot of time in hand, and I was able to meet with my families. But once I started college, and I learned the value of time, and mostly I invested in just studying and working on my assignments, and therefore I did not have time to meet with many of my friends who I used to meet with often, or family. But as I'm doing this, I make sure that I make communication with my mother. She's very important. So I make her understand that tell her what I'm doing, and she understands, and so otherwise, I don't have much communication with many of my family or friends because of the time that I invested in college.
What I would like to say is I live here by myself, so my family doesn't have any influence on my decision to go back to college. But I remember at the time when I made the decision to come to MCTC, I had a roommate from Togo at the time. He worked 3 jobs at the time. So it's somebody who came here and then he didn't have a chance. And then he started working on 3 jobs or maybe a few jobs. So So when because when I came, I worked a year of doing housekeeping job. I found out, doing this for how many years? Because first of all, the income, what I get is not enough for myself after paying the bills. That's okay. If I'm doing this for a year, 2 years, many years, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a family in the future. I have my mom alive. I have a lot of responsibility to do. So I found out, get a college education, get a career. That will help me probably. One job will help me fulfill all those obligations rather than keep working 3 hours. So when I disclosed that to him, he said, no, you have to help your parents, you have to do this. By the way, I said, yeah, I understand, but it's my decision. That's why I said before, when you make the decision to go to college, stay true with that decision. That will give you that push and then, help to, or maybe that force to push forward. So when I see that, he said no, and then I keep like Dan says, you see, it's your decision, you stay true with that, and then you keep going. And then when I did that, our relationship cut that way. So when I call, no answer, he gets mad at me, but it's my decision. So, yeah, the relationship may probably turn around, but stay true with your. That's matter. Okay.
As this trio meeting came closer, and I ponder over what to tell all you guys about trios and whatnot, and it does affect my relationship with friends and families. You may not notice any changes in that, but for example, your kids might want you to do something and you might not have time for it, but in the past you have. So those are just minor changes that you can adapt to it, but sometimes there's major changes that happens. For example, friends would call me. Sometimes they call it Thirsty Thursday. Anybody know that? Anybody know what that is? Oh yeah. So I have to give that up because I don't see any needs for that. I value education more than Thirsty Thursday. That's something that I, as a choice, I gave that up. And it does affect my family too, because I have to look at their needs and my needs at the same time. Their schooling, my schooling, and what's important. And now, this is one of the, I think this is one of the things that it kept me going is because even though I tried to rearrange our schedule or prioritize our schedule and whatnot, but I always save a time spot for my family. And that keeps me together. That keeps me going. And you'll run to this in the future when you're going to make changes. But keep in mind that save a time spot for family members, and it'll keep you from going insane. That's one of the things that I share. And I came up with this when I was thinking about it. I call it the 3 E's. And the first E is you evaluate. Evaluate the circumstances or what's put in front of you first. How important it is to you. And kind of categorize those from 1 being the most and 10 being the least or something. And then the other E is effort. How much time do I want to spend on it? The one that you think that you could get done faster, maybe you want to do that one first. And just don't think about the first 2 E's, you know, you evaluate and how much effort you're going to do. The last one is very important, you know, execute. Just do it. And once you get done with that, that will be off your table, and you can move on to something else, and that will help you to excel and succeed in school. Because school is very demanding. It takes time away from your family, it takes time away from your friend. But you know, along the line, you'll meet people that will understand you. They have the same passion as you, and they're willing to you know, learn more, and they're willing to get a degree the same as you do. So I hope that those 3 E's will keep you in school and be educated and be smart and give back to the community, and or maybe even improve the community. So, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks,
I'd like to say one thing. How it affected my relationships. It really did. It affects my family. I used to spend a lot of time with my son, and now I'm not able to do that. He understands now, but in the beginning it was like, I don't have time. But I do want to encourage everyone that's studying. You know, it may feel like you're being selfish to friends and family, but you're doing this for you. And take one day out of the week, out of your studies for you. Because I feel like a crazy person. And I know there's another semester coming, I'm gonna feel like another crazy person. But take that one day out of the week for you. Thursday was my night. With Empire and How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, and it was one more. But yeah, that was my night, and Grey's Anatomy. So Thursday night was my night. No books, I don't care. I need some me time, and it helps. You gotta have that me time. So Thursday night for 3 hours was my me time, and I forced myself not to open a book. But then the following day, it was back to work. So make sure that you get that me time for yourself, because it's much, much needed.
Yes, question.
Have any of you been in a dilemma or know someone like where you want a career but your parents don't want that career, or but the career they want for you, you're not interested in?
Did everybody hear her?
I did.
Okay, so may I repeat? May I?
Yeah.
Or do you want to repeat? Okay, so have you ever been interested in a career that you were interested in, but your parents didn't think you should pursue that career, and they thought you should pursue something else?
Yeah.
Do I have it?
Yeah.
I didn't experience that, but I talked to a young lady on a hospital tour I went, and she was having that same issue. She didn't want to be a doctor. Her dad was, and if she didn't go, he wasn't going to pay for anything else. And I don't know how it turned out for her, but she was torn in, you know, making that decision. You know, I don't want to do that, but he said if I don't do this, he's not going to pay for it. So I don't know how it turned out for her. You know, but I just told her. I probably shouldn't have told her. You just do what your passion is and what your desire, because at the end of the day, you're going to be a doctor. You have somebody's life in your hand, and you're thinking about what your dad said, and you know, you make a wrong cut at the end of your life, you know, and their life. You know, I just told her just like that, and like I said, I don't know what she decided, but that would be a hard decision to make. But in the end, it's your own, and you have to live with it. You know, whatever you decide. But if you decide if you do something that your parents want you to do, you're not going to stay in it the rest of your life. You're just not, because you're going to be so unhappy and miserable doing it. So for me, I just do what I want to do. I don't care what nobody says. You know, I'm not hurting anybody, so I'm fine.
And I would piggyback on that. I mean, being an older person, I have very old-fashioned family. I mean, they're very conservative. They would rather see blue collar farming, that kind of thing. I mean, the last thing they want to see me do is help people get benefits from the government. That's how they see the work that I want to do. So, but what I would say to you, and what I've said to people that are in your age group and younger, getting started out, is that college gives you an opportunity to own yourself. It gives you the opportunity to stand on your own 2 feet, and it gives you the first opportunity in your life to disagree with those that may think your life needs to go in a way that you don't want to go. This is your goal, this is your life, and this is what you want to do, and this is the time for you to be able to start asserting the goals that you wish in your life. And you can still do that sensitively, and with the guidance of people at TRIO and with counselors here at school, you can speak to them, and they can offer you examples of many other people that have walked in your shoes that are going to be closer to what I'm telling you today. But ultimately, once you pass 18 years old and you're out of high school, you need to decide what is going to fulfill your life, and try to honor your family and try to honor your traditions and honor your culture, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it the way it's always been done. You may be showing a new path to others in your family that don't have that courage, or other friends that don't have that courage. So that is what I would impart to you as advice on that situation.
So if I go third or second or fourth, here, as many said, yes, I think, I would say with one word or maybe phrase, you come first. You should follow your internal passion, but not what others say, because whatever you have is you own it. It's yours. And yes, in our culture, in my culture, we respect parents and we tend to do what our parents want us to do. But we live 2 different generations, and their generation, they might be interested in something else, and our generation might be interested in different things. So as you respect what they say, make them understand, and just follow your passion. Yeah.
I have one more. I know what you mean. My parents in our generations, you want to follow, you want to make them happy. You want to give them what they want, but this is your decision. This is your decision you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. What you want to do. And I do understand what you're trying to say is that you want to impress them, you want to make them feel happy, but this is your choice you want to make in the long run. So just do what you can do to please them or to make them happy, but your decision, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. So just choose your path.
Getting short on time, let me ask this question. What experiences did you have prior to coming to MCTC that prepared you to excel or succeed in ways that you wouldn't have expected?
Myself, I was a university student before I came to MCTC. So in that area, I have, I know the college of the university culture, how the culture is. So that kind of a transition is probably smooth. So I don't have to probably, make a lot of efforts. So through, when I start getting, assignments, I think I use that kind of experiment and probably the previous experiences, to make, those, tests going to be get to do tested on in time manner. So that's one of the things. And then, the responsibility as the students, because when you have that experience, you know that college students, you are not, you know, you can't expect everything from the instructor. You are that person who have to go to the information. You have to search for information. You can't, for example, in high school, most of the time we get, you know, that from the instructor all the time. The instructor will tell you, do this. Sometimes homework, did you do your homework? Sometimes they, you know, keep pushing you all the time. At the college level or maybe university, sometimes the professor don't, you know, they don't care. They expect you to turn your assignments or, you know, on the due dates. You don't do it, you get healed. That's the point. So basically, being aware of, you know, those kind of things that if you help me, it allows to, you know, get through already, make that small transition. So, you know, in terms of work, you know, I think, you know, back home, I was a tutor. I do that in high school, doing math, chemistry, physics, and so on. That also helped me when I become a student. I think that helped me to do that. Even though I can sometimes, you know, express myself well, but as a leader or somebody, non-verbal, you know, gesture also can help you to, you know, transmit, maybe convey your information as you may expect to. So sometimes, if I can't say the expression, sometimes I do the action, or maybe you can say one word, something in different ways. You can try. Sometimes it may help. So yeah, I think basically is what I can say about my experience to excel without another piece. Thank you.
Other things that prepared you to succeed here?
Well, for me, coming from when there weren't smartphones, when I had to actually type a paper and hand it in physically, the challenge of the transition to using technology in my education was one of my major obstacles, but I was able to overcome it with help. For me, so that very thing that was the challenge about the technology also did me a great service, because I did not Google my way through college. I went and looked up a book, and looked in the book, and read in the book. I sought out newspapers, I sought out more than one source to read. So if there's one thing that gave me an advantage, it was not being very tech savvy, so I had to go about things the old-fashioned way. I actually carried around folders. I actually have a paper calendar that I look at. I actually write notes while I'm being lectured to in class. So those things all were considered detriments to me, but they worked out in my favor.
Ooh, that's nice. Question for you.
Sure.
As far as the difference going through the challenges with technology, do you feel as though when you did attempt to research and use Google and the technology that was offered, do you feel as though you were kind of just skimming to find information rather than going old-fashioned, being able to check out that book and actually read to find your answer? Is there a difference?
Yeah, you know, and I'll say it depended on the class and what we were have as an assignment, etc. I mean, if you're dealing with a pop culture issue, I just go to YouTube or whatever, you know. If you're dealing with philosophy, you know, world religions, different cultures like Muslim or Buddhist, or you can't just Google those things, because you're going to get confirmation bias, meaning you're going to get a lot of sites that support wherever that comes from. So you just have to be careful to read more than one source.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't take the first thing that comes up on Google. I mean, and you'll get a lot of instruction on this from your instructors. And, you know, instructors nowadays, they see it, trust me. You know, and they'll tell you this too, they've seen every type of way that people try to do it. You know, and most importantly, if you Google your way through or just make those kind of easy choices to get a grade, you're really going to shortchange yourself. You're not going to hurt anybody else. Everybody else is going to get what they want. The teachers are going to get their teaching reward. The college is going to get its money. You know, what's going to happen is that you're going to shortchange yourself when you get out there in the world and you want to apply all the work that you've learned, and you haven't done that. Yeah. And what TRIO will provide you is mentors and conduits that are going to help you to take those strengths or those things that you really want to hang on to that have been of service to you for your life and transform them into tools that are going to help you to get a much better education. And for you, again, it comes back like what you were saying, what a lot of what we've been talking about up here is that we all have myriads of challenges. Life is not a cakewalk. What TRIO will help you do is to organize those challenges, face them, stay true to yourself, stay true to your goals, and stay true to what you can do with your education. And it's like a blooming flower. Once it starts to open, it really is. I cannot speak highly enough about how it's transformed my life. It has. Honestly, I knew nothing about Islam. I knew nothing about African American experience. I knew nothing about white privilege. I knew nothing about any of this stuff at 50 years old until I came here. It is the greatest, most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me. I mean, it's up there in life experiences, I imagine, with other people, with weddings. I mean, it really is. It's been that major for me. I am such a better person for it. I'm going to go out there and help my community, help change in the world. And it's all because I reached out. I had people help me help myself. I didn't expect it done for me, and none of the teachers are going to. They're going to challenge you, they're going to want your hard work, and you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to get ticked off, and you're going to disagree, and you're supposed to. So never, just don't get discouraged. Go and ask for help. Talk to your teachers. Student Success Day. Go to it. Every teacher in this college gives you extra credit. It's like a vacation day for extra credit. And they'll teach you time management, how to research, there's just wonderful, wonderful things here for you. And there's all these ways to make you successful. There really is. They'll find a way to make you successful. And that's what they want. That's far more important than taking your tuition, putting you in a classroom, and telling you a paper is due in a week. Now, online is fine for some people, but I need this. And like she said, I didn't want night school or online because it wasn't going to do what really needed to be done to me, and that's transform me. And someone who doesn't have kids or family, or I'm never around people of 20-somethings other than what I see on TV, and that's not a representation. Just like, I'm probably not a representation of some of the older people you know in your life either. So the thing is it's brought youthfulness. I've had many medical issues. It's brought me the energy, the passions that I forgot I had at 20, that now, I see. And again, lingo, new technology. The teachers aren't really imparting this. I'm learning this from interacting with my fellow students here. So yes, just, fantastic. I'm sorry that I have to crow so much. That's the honest truth too. I'm not flowering it over because they asked me to be sitting here today. It really has happened for me that way.
Thank you.
So here in Mozambique, prior to coming to college, and I have talked about my experiences taking high school courses online and visiting, and those really helped me excel in my college now. And the other thing was, when I was taking that high school courses, and every time I finished one course, and I said to myself, well, I didn't finish this, I got a disgrade, so then I will make it when I get to college. And whenever I have questions, I brought to people and I talk with people, and as I talk to people about whatever I bring to them, and I learn more from it. And that experience helped me to be self-advocate here on campus, and also ask when I need to ask something, and so that really a great experience for me. And I think without that experience, it would be harder, to make it through the college.
I was going to throw out the opportunity for extra questions, but we're out of time. So I encourage you to continue asking questions. I'm thankful that all of you came today to share with our vice students, and thank you so much for your participation. Ask your professors, ask the TRIO staff, ask your fellow students. Tom sung loudly about that. This is the kind of exchange that it's all about. So keep growing, keep going, and thanks so much for being here. Let's have lunch.